Hello and welcome once again to the Performance Centre here at Howley Hall Golf Club in Leeds. My name is Ryan Rastall, I'm the head professional here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new driver from Callaway, which is the Rogue. So a lot of you may have tried or used Epic last year, so we're going to have a bit of a look at that as well, see how that performs on the Trackman 4 that we've got, and then compare that to the new Rogue driver. So the difference is next generation of the jailbreak technology that's in the head, supposed to make the face even faster and even more stable than it was last year. So we're expecting a little bit more distance potentially, but the main thing is it's supposed to be a lot more forgiving, so should be better off those off-centre hits. And certainly I've been critical of Epic for that a little bit, that if you don't hit in the middle of the face, there's a huge drop-off in the distance when I've tested it. Now, my brother Tom, I don't know if you've seen his What's in the Bag video that we've done, but he's been using Epic Sub-Zero all year, absolutely loves it, and has a completely different opinion to myself. So, you know, what works for one of us doesn't work for another. But we're going to put these to the test. We're going to have a look at Epic Sub-Zero against Rogue Sub-Zero and see how they perform. So we've taken 5 decent strikes with each driver, had a bit of a look at how they perform. So we're going to take a look at the Trackman data now and see how they stack up with each other. So if we look here, we can see the Rogue Sub-Zero is in yellow and Epic in white. So slightly tighter dispersed with Rogue, but I got the odd sort of left shot with it. I think that was more me than the golf club, to be honest. I mean, if we're looking at purely at results, I mean, we can see, let's just have a look here on the data. So the shots that we've got down the left-hand side there, ever so slightly longer carry with Epic, slightly longer total distance. I mean, the spin we were getting with Epic was slightly lower than Rogue, and certainly when I was hitting them, the Rogue seemed to launch a little bit higher as well, which we can see is happening there as well. I've hit a couple of decent strikes there, a couple of poor ones, but you know, it's a fairly good reflection on sort of how they've performed for me. I mean, normally I would want something that spins quite low, because I tend to balloon the odd one, and certainly on the evidence of this, Epic seems to be that little bit lower spinning. So from a forgiveness factor, Rogue might help. That little bit extra spin might help keep it in play a little bit more for you. So if we're looking purely on that, I would say if you've got an Epic from last season, you're not going to see a huge difference. But if you've got a driver that's 2-3 seasons old, when we start using the jailbreak technology particularly, that's very, very forgiving on the face and it comes off really quick, I think you're going to see a huge difference between that and maybe the Big Bertha driver that you've had before, or you know, the Diablo or whatever it is, one of the previous sort of connotations of Callaway drivers. But I really think that the jailbreak technology does have quite a huge effect, and I wasn't really expecting to see too much of a difference between these two drivers, and certainly on test I haven't. Now you may find completely the opposite, but I thought I prefer the look of Rogue, if I'm honest. I think it looks a bit more forgiving, it looks a bit bigger. I've not been a fan of Epic, like I said before. It just didn't work for me. I mean, I've hit some decent shots with it there, but like I say, my brother Tom's used it all season and can't rave about it enough. But we tried hitting a few shots in here yesterday when the Rogue stuff came, and Tom found similar, really, that it was pretty similar to his Epic, just a little bit higher spin. And you know, I've found exactly the same results. Now we both hit it fairly similar, so it might just be the type of player that we are. So I would recommend just trying it. I think Rogue is definitely a driver that's going to give you a bit more forgiveness, but also the distance is great. I mean, the ball speed that you get with it is very good. And, you know, I hit a couple towards the heel and the toe that potentially with Epic, I think might not have gone quite as far. But Rogue really sort of gave me that, you know, extra, you know, margin for error that you maybe don't get with Epic. But I just recommend trying them. I mean, they're both current drivers in the range for this season, so Epic and Rogue Sub-Zero are going to be around for the entirety of 2018. And I think you're going to see a bit of a mix on tour as well with the players that are using it. Some that maybe need that little bit lower spin might stick with Epic. Those that maybe need a little bit more, because there are players out there like that, potentially will be going into Rogue. I know when we've seen Garcia, who's just switched to Callaway, he's using Rogue straight away. So I just recommend getting fitted properly, coming and having a go with it yourself, and you'll see very, very quickly which one's going to suit you.